Shalom, family. It's good to see you all here. We're going to talk about a recent interview that Tim Scott had on Fox News with his fiancée, and you'll get to hear her little squeaky voice. And, he's pulling a Candace Owens. Some of you might have heard over the past few days about this interview. During the interview, he says racism is over. Remember when Candace Owens said the same thing? So I guess when you have a white soulmate, racism is over. Candace Owens said this a few years ago and got dragged. And now Tim Scott, he went from saying America is not a racist country. Now that he's engaged to Mindy Noce, oh, racism is over. It's really interesting. I don't know who gave them the authority, him and Candace, to say that racism is over. Where did they get the authority to say such a thing? And it doesn't hold any weight that the two of them are saying it, especially if people are still getting out of their bed and experiencing racism each and every day. So I don't know what they're talking about when they make this comment, but we know they're both raccoons, right? Enough said. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll watch the interview. It's about 5 minutes and 10 seconds, I believe. Okay. Please give me the thumbs up if you can see my screen. Please give me the thumbs up if you can see my screen. Thank you. You give me ones, but I said thumbs up. That's okay. I still love y'all. I still love you. See, I was just trying to see if you were still on your feet. How quick you are on your toes here, Thank you, everybody. I'm only joking. I don't care. Put a 1, put a thumbs up. I still love you. Okay, y'all. Let's get started. Okay.
Over who will be Donald Trump's running mate, Fox and Friends is profiling his top contenders and the people who know them best.
So we sat down with Senator Tim Scott and his fiancée Mindy at their church in South Carolina. Take a look.
Mindy, thank you so much for sitting down with us. Y'all kept your relationship quiet for a long time. And then next thing we know, you proposed in
January 20th, yeah.
Okay, Kiowa Island.
Kiowa Island.
Well, it was one of the coldest days in January this year. I got out there and it was a beautiful Kiowa sunset and
cold as
it was very cold. I had my gloves on and he told me to take my gloves off. I said, no, I'm going to keep them on.
Yeah.
It's chilly.
Yeah. So we're walking out
Until you saw the ring.
Yes. Well,
Until I saw him get on his knee. I was like, okay.
Exactly. Going down to my knee.
Oops. What the hell? Hold on, y'all. I'm not even touching the thing. All right, somebody don't want me to show this, but I'm showing it, y'all.
You can't separate business and technology. So we don't. No matter the industry you're in, you can benefit from a Keller MBA because we prepare you for the digital careers of tomorrow. The Keller MBA, powered by DeVry.
Meanwhile, as speculation runs wild over who will be Donald Trump's running mate, Fox and Friends is profiling his top contenders and the people who know them best.
So we sat down with Senator Tim Scott and his fiancée Mindy at their church in South Carolina. Take a look.
Mindy, thank you so much for sitting down with us. Y'all kept your relationship quiet for a long time. And then next thing we know, you proposed in
January 20th, yeah.
Okay, Kiowa Island.
Kiowa Island.
Well, it was one of the coldest days in January this year. I got out there and it was a beautiful Kiowa sunset and
Cold as a
it was
Dickens.
very cold. I had my gloves on and he told me to take my gloves off. I said, no, I'm going to keep them on.
Yeah.
It's chilly.
Yeah. So we're walking out to
Until
the
you
beach.
saw the ring.
Yes. Well,
Until I saw him get on his knee. I was like,
yeah.
okay.
So going down to my knee, I just felt this wave of emotion hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, I really want to spend the rest of my life with this woman. And what a blessing.
So, Mindy, tell us your story. Start from the beginning, how you met.
So we had mutual friends. Originally, they were trying to set us up on a pickleball date. We talked on the phone for about an hour and a half, our first phone call. And, we talked about our families, our faith, and we actually decided to do a Bible study that day together. And I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. This was like heaven sent.
How did you know he was the one?
How did you know?
Honestly, God comes in and he gives you signs and he just shows you. He shows you the path.
Did you ever think you'd meet your wife here?
No.
It's
I mean,
so
I've been
nice.
friends for years and years and years. And then the first conversation, she laughed. I was like, I love her a lot. She understands devotion to country. She loves the Lord. We go to the same church. And you love the Lord, attractive, families devoted to the country. It's a pretty good deal.
What was your response when on the View, those ladies, when they suggested that you got engaged just so you could be a vice presidential candidate?
Yeah, they're just ridiculous, period. Honestly, it's not just the comments that they make about me. They get paid to tear people down.
How do you handle criticism when you hear someone say something negative about him or upset that he is a Black man and he is not a Democrat? How does that affect you?
I try to refocus and not stay there. And I go to prayer.
So
Yes.
with the debate, Joe Biden's hunkering down, Donald Trump's having all these rallies. Have you been helping him?
One of the things I'd say to President Trump for the debate prep is never forget the provocative racial past of Joe Biden. Donald Trump has done more for progress from a racial perspective economically than any president in my lifetime. He should focus on that.
Mindy, how do you help prepare him for politics?
I'm a good listener. I do pride myself on that. And I'll pray. I'll do a lot of praying. I think being a prayer warrior for him, supporting him, being a listener, and just loving on him. I think that's my role.
I know you have a thriving business here and you're a designer. Are you ready to go from South Carolina, if he is the VP pick, to Washington, D.C., be in the public eye? How do you feel?
Wow, yeah, that's a big deal. But I think, I love what I do. I started flipping properties about 5 years ago. It's not like work. I get up every day and I just love what I do. Wherever Tim and I land, I think we're going to both put our personal touches on whatever home that is.
What about your platform? Have you thought about that?
Well, with my father was Navy pilot, and my brothers all went to military college, and just instilled foundation, American values, and faith and family and tradition. I mean, Navy wives don't get the credit that they deserve because it's truly amazing. It's always been important to me. Service.
Who is Tim Scott?
He's devoted. He's devoted to his Lord and Savior. He's devoted to his family. He's devoted to his friends, and he's devoted to his country.
Brought together by pickleball.
Your favorite sport.
Right.
They're getting married on August 3rd. They're at the church at Seacoast Church in South Carolina, and she said she will become Mrs. Scott.
Yeah, I mean, to me, with the military background, remember his brother's in the military too, as a military officer. His mom lives real close over there. And Lawrence, real quick, I think Tim Scott is still on that high on that list. President really likes him.
Yeah, a lot of people have tried to say that he's ruled out. I think the former president, maybe he has not come to a decision. I think that's where I'm leaning right now.
Okay. So you heard that. So, um, there was more of the interview written out, and Tim Scott pretty much said racism is over and all that stuff, right? So, a lot of people have taken to the internet across social media to pretty much drag him on that. And it's almost to say, when I'm hooked up with a white woman and I'm happy with the situation, then racism don't exist. It does not work that way, nor has it ever worked that way. And if Tim Scott think everybody's going to embrace an interracial relationship in South Carolina, no less, he's wrong. There are some people that will be okay with it, and others will never be okay with it. It let him try, just like Daniel Cameron, to run for governor, and he'll see it immediately. There's no way in a place down in the South, like South Carolina, they're going to take a black man and a white woman, an interracial couple, and put them in a governor's mansion. It will never happen. Just like it never happened for Daniel Cameron. So that's the interview. Yeah, you know what? I think it's Scrooge McDuck. A lot of people are saying that whole thing that Tim Scott and his fiancée, Mindy Noce, was scripted. You're not the only one that saying that. I've seen a lot of other people say the same thing, that they're not buying it. And, hey, you may be onto something. I sure don't fully trust Tim Scott at all. And do I think he's going to be VP? I mean, there's always that possibility, but it's not 100% that he's going to get it. And Trump has not made his decision yet at all. Look how fast he's rushing her down the aisle. He's rushing her down the aisle. They're getting married August 3rd. That's not a lot of time. And I think they got engaged like around February, and August 3rd, that's not a lot of time at all. Now, he said something that I thought about doing a video on, but then I decided not to. Tim Scott said, after Donald Trump made the comment about Charlottesville, y'all remember when he said there's good people on both sides, and a lot of people got upset with Donald Trump? Well, according to Tim Scott, Donald Trump came to him looking for help in trying to fix what he said. First of all, Tim Scott can't help you fix nothing. He can't even fix anything for himself. But this is what he's claiming. He said after Donald Trump made that comment, he had a talk with Tim Scott on what to do. He didn't know what to do because he saw how a lot of people got upset with him. But this is what he's claiming. I mean, he could have confided in him. I mean, you never know. It's possible that could have happened. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, look at Kamala. Kamala is married to a white man. And yeah. But you know what, Tim Scott? We saw what a big coon he was long before all of this happened with him possibly being VP. I don't think there's anybody shocked that he had some white woman. I mean, come on. Look at how this man acted. It can't be that shocking. It wasn't to me. I doubt if he looks at any black woman outside of his mother. Okay. I doubt if he look at any black woman outside of his mom. Mm-hmm. Right. So what if you get hitched on August 3rd and you don't get VP? then I guess she's just a senator's wife. But nevertheless, she's going to get all those big government perks and benefits. She'll get all of that, even if he doesn't get picked as VP. Oh, no, 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 no. October, Opal, there is not too many sisters that's going to hook up with a man that says America is not a racist country. when we know the life we've lived in America, there ain't too many sisters that would be trying to hook up with that at all. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you know, it could work. It may not work, but you can best believe he's probably already doing a lot of butt kissing in that relationship. He looks like the type that would do that big time. Mm-hmm. And then I saw somebody post it was on another platform. They said, I wonder how much he's paying her. How much he paid her to do this interview. People were saying the same thing when he stepped down after doing the presidential debate for the nominee. And as soon as he bowed out, just before, he brought her out on the stage, and a lot of people said, how much did he pay her to come out on that stage with them? People were saying the same thing that they're saying now, for real. Okay, y'all, I need to give some gratitude to people. Dark Skin Brother, thank you for the super sticker. Dark Skin Brother, thank you for the super chat. From what I've been seeing is that Tim Scott's name isn't even on Trump's list of picks. Yeah, he seems to think he got a chance. Dark Skin Brother, thank you for the gifted 5 Lisa Cabrera memberships. Thank you. All right. And then we have Cosmic Dream. You said, thank you for the super chat. He can't even fix his teeth. I don't know if too much can be done with them horse teeth he got. He definitely got horse teeth. Thank you for the super sticker, Lamont J. Williams. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what can be done with those horsey teeth he got. You may be asking for an awful lot to get those teeth fixed. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, well. Oh, they're not horse teeth, Dark Skin Brother. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I mislabeled his teeth. All right. All right. Not horsey teeth, donkey teeth. Okay. Donkey teeth. And we know how big and wide donkey teeth are, right? Donkey teeth. We gonna make the correction just for Dark Skin Brother. Donkey teeth. Oh, man. Yeah, it's funny how he wants you to see this woman awfully bad these days, for the engagement. I mean, think about it. How many people in the Congress and Senate, when they got engaged, they had it broadcasted on TV and all in the media? We have never seen that before. He wanted people to see this woman awfully bad, didn't he? He wanted the world to see this woman awfully bad. Yeah, he's all gums, Miss Roney. When he smiles, that's all you notice is his gums. Oh man. So y'all, he broadcasts the engagement. He brought her on the stage during his last debate. And when he proposed to her, he broadcast that, right? And when August 3rd come, it's going to be broadcast all over the place because he wants the entire world know. See, I got married. See, I got married. See, I'm getting ready to be VP and I'm married now. I mean, we don't see this, but this man wants this to be seen real bad. He really does. You know, and because I think it was because remember when it was all those speculations that he was gay out there? I think that's the big reason why he's doing it, because I think that made him feel a certain way. So he's now trying to make sure he's seen with this woman at all cost. That's right, Robbie Goodwin. See, I'm not gay. That's exactly right. Oh yeah, Makai, you know what? You're right. Many men are like that and they still get married and have children. And sometimes years down the line, they'll reveal it. And sometimes they never do reveal it, but they'll sneak around with men, behind their wife's back. But there are many. He wouldn't be the only one. Well, if you look at her background, she and her husband were they got charged with fraud. He went to jail and she was able to get out of the whole thing. But they were charged. Her, if you look it up, Mindy Noce and her husband were charged with fraud. I believe her husband is still in jail. I believe this happened like around 2018. It's somewhere around there where they were doing some fraudulent acts. They had businesses and they were doing some fraud through the business. And I believe I did a video on it when he first brought her out and people were looking, at her background. Yeah, she and her ex-husband were charged with fraud. And I believe she got 3 children from her first marriage. So Tim Scott is going to be a stepfather to white children. Yeah, well, I don't know. We shall see. Is her punishment. Yeah, well, she got to look at it this way, y'all. She got to wake up and look at that mug every day, and that is a hell of a mug right there. Woo! That is a mug. That is a mug on that man. Mm, mm, mm. Well, yeah, I don't think she is older than him. I think she's younger. Tim Scott, I believe, is like in his early 50s. And she, I think, might be still in her 40s. But I believe he's older than her. Well, yeah. Tim Scott is 58, cognitive dissonance. Thank you. Yeah, she's in her 40s and he's okay, 58. Okay. Well, Donna, see, she could be, but I still think she's younger than him. I don't believe she's older than Tim Scott. I believe she's younger. Mm-hmm. Yeah, his stepchildren are going to be white. The man she was married to before was white. In fact, I saw when they were talking about her background, I saw some pictures of them. Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, we shall see what is happening. I got a video that I'm going to do on James Clyburn. He's now singing a different tune. He's not all out in the media screaming all that misinformation, disinformation. Ain't nobody paying attention to that. I think James Clyburn is outdone that nobody is listening to him. I think that really is rattling him big time. Okay. So everybody, I'm going to go ahead and include, yeah, 40. That sounds about right. Pride of Judah. She's 47. Yeah. I knew she was still in her 40s. So Tim Scott got about 11 years on her. He's 11 years older than her. And sending money to her ex-husband in jail. Marcella, that might not be too far-fetched. She'll probably make something. Well, he is the father of my children. No, I don't believe her children are all grown-ups. Mm-hmm. Well, 10 years from now, she gonna probably look like she probably will look way more older than Tim Scott at that point. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. I want to thank you for being here, and we'll definitely do this again on another topic. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. Shalom, family.